everyone, I'm here with the Astro weather for the week of November 19th to the 25th of 2018. If you want your own astrology chart, you can go to my Etsy shop. Also, if you're interested in, I do have a newsletter that I put out for new moons and full moons, just letting people know what the energy is for the new moon and full moons. So if you want a little more details, you can go to my website, sign up for that. What else is going on? And also, if you want, you can join our Facebook group, the Rock and Roll Witches. You have to, there's like 3 questions to answer. Please answer it. If you don't answer, I don't approve. It's just to make sure that, you know, you really want to be part of the group. But we talk about astrology and tarot and witchcraft, and we also have like music Fridays and stuff. So it's a lot of fun. So come and join us if you want. So let's get on with the astrology. Okay, so headlines this week. We have 3 headlines. The first is that we have full moon. The full moon is, depending where you are, these are all in Central Time, so adjust for your time zone. It's either very late Thursday night or very early Friday morning, but we do have a full moon in the sign of Gemini. It is going to be a bit of a emotional, we'll say, full moon. There's a lot of fiery energy. There is the full moon always occurs when the moon and the sun are opposite each other in the sky on the zodiac wheel. And so there's always a bit of tension of the 2 conflicting energies. But we do have the sun is quite close to Jupiter and Mercury, but it's those two planets are also opposite the moon. So you have a lot of opposition energy going on. And those planets are also, they're square, both of them. The sun and the moon, and of course Mercury and Jupiter, are square to Mars. So there's a lot of Mars energy, like angry, angsty, feisty type energy, irritation. So this full moon, we really have to make sure we're using our energy in a positive way. So whether that's exercising or in a competition, but using it in a positive way, otherwise it comes out as aggression. So there's a lot of sort of like tense, aggressive energy this particular full moon. So remember to use your energy wisely. And don't take it out on others, but also realize too, if people are sort of angry or irritable, that's kind of what's going on. We also have a Mercury retrograde as well. So we went into Mercury retrograde on Friday. So Mercury retrograde, you know, as always, make extra time. If you're traveling, make sure you build in time. Double check where you put things like keys and tickets and important items. There's going to be some miscommunications as well, so watch for that. Be patient with yourself and with others. It's a really great time to do things like editing or reassessing or redoing things. And, you know, we are getting towards the end of the year, so it is a good time to kind of reassess things and reassess goals and stuff. So it's not all bad, for sure. It can definitely be a positive thing. The sun is moving as well into the sign of Sagittarius, and that is happening on Thursday, November 22nd. All right, so I'm getting out the, what do you call them? The Oracle of the Radiant Sun. I always want to call them like Solar Oracle, but that's not what it's called. I just picture the sun on the cover. So let's find our cards here for the sun. So the sun goes from Scorpio season, which is about endurance. We go into Sagittarius, which shows enthusiasm. So definitely Sagittarius is a more lighthearted sign than Scorpio is. Doesn't mean better. They're both awesome signs in their own ways. But Sagittarius is a more exuberant, more open sign. It's a sign that doesn't look into the depths maybe quite as much as Scorpio does. But so we're going away from kind of that more intense energy to something that is more joyful, more lighthearted. We want to have fun. We don't want to be restrained by rules. We kind of want to do our own thing. So it's a time for definitely, there's an energy of optimism that's going on. On Thursday, you'll see a shift in the energy there. So that's always really good. The other thing we have this week is we have Neptune going direct on Saturday. So Neptune is, it's one of the big planets out in outer space, way, way out. One of the outer planets moves very, very slowly around the zodiac. So its retrograde periods last a fairly long time. And so it's not as noticeable as things like Mercury or Venus or Mars retrogrades, which affect us a lot more. This one has more of a generational or global effect than, say, the personal planets. So There's been a lot of anything that we have felt has stymied or stagnated in the area of spirituality in our lives, or in in art or anything like that, where we're feeling stuck. If we're doing creative projects, we'll start to move forward again. We may also notice that our dreams, we start to remember them more, because Neptune rules dreams. Also, issues around spirituality, issues around art, issues around sort of the collective will start to move forward again, as we continue on. So the Neptune moves forward on Saturday. I'm losing my perspicacity, as Lisa Simpson would say. So Neptune moves forward on Saturday. So this is something you may not notice right away, but as we get into December, January, you may notice that issues in this area start to move forward again. You start to see progress again in these areas. So just keep that in mind. All right, let's look at the daily stuff. So we start the week Monday with the moon in Aries, so lots of energy. So especially if we were just kind of being lazy on the weekend, on Monday we're like, let's go, let's get things done, let's do things. A great time to jump in there, get short-term projects done, get things started. It's definitely good for that. We have Mercury making a square with Neptune on that day. So there's a sense of escapism still, or we may want to run away from problems, and saying don't do that. Take the opportunity to kind of look at things, but keep in mind, because we have Mercury retrograde and it's making a square with Neptune, we don't have all the information. There's a lot of miscommunication going on. So that's why we have to slow down, step back, ask the right questions, because there's a lot of fogginess around in communication on Monday. Mars is also making a square with Jupiter, so there's like this urge to get things done, but we also might overpromise things, or take on too much at that time and say, oh, I can do this. Also, it's warning us again about getting frustrated with people on Monday. So again, slow down, take a deep breath, use that Mars energy in a positive way, things like exercise, getting things done, but slow down a little bit and stop and ask questions, especially if something doesn't sound quite right to you. Saturn is making a trine with Athena, who rules what do you call it? Not organization, because Saturn's organization, but she's strategy. So it is a good day to make some long-term plans. So things in that day, we may find some frustrations and some antagonistic energy on Monday, but it actually is a good day to slow down and to think about our long-term strategy and think about the goals ahead, especially for the coming year. So it's your better use of energy to look at the long term than the short term on Monday. All right. What else do we have here? Tuesday we have a void moon at 4:46 p.m. So this again is in Central Time. So we do have that Aries energy in this on Tuesday morning, and then it's a short void moon because we then move into Taurus at 5:43 p.m. So the energy starts to slow down a bit. It's not so contentious as we get into Tuesday evening. So we start to, kind of slow down and look at things over, maybe a little more in the long term on Tuesday. So Monday, Tuesday morning, that's when the energy is kind of a little bit more aggressive, I would say. Wednesday, moon remains in Taurus. So again, slow and steady, working on things. It's also, we want to indulge ourselves, and we want to have, a little fun and be cozy and eat some good food on Tuesday and Wednesday as well. Wednesday, we have the sun making a trine with Chiron. So there's opportunities to kind of heal things. So especially if there was a bit of a blow up on Monday, Wednesday is an opportunity to kind of heal things, to look at things from a little bit of a different perspective. There may be something that comes up that kind of pokes our ego a bit, but we're more likely to kind of recognize it on Wednesday than to react to it. Wednesday, we also have Mars trining with Ceres as well. So we're really driven to nurture ourselves and to nurture others. So there's a lot more of a getting along type energy that's going on the Wednesday. We also have Juno making a trine with Vesta. So it's a really great time to work with a partner on the home, or to do something together at home. It's a really great time for that. So Wednesday is kind of like the bright light of the week, that's for sure. So Thursday we have a void moon at 3:59 a.m. and then the moon moves into Gemini at 10:10 p.m. So most of the day is kind of void, so don't try anything new, just kind of go with the flow. And then we have a full moon that night at 11:39 p.m. Central. So depending where you are, it might be Friday morning, Thursday evening. So that's when that full moon kind of energy kicks in. We also have the sun that day moving into Sagittarius, is what you're saying, so a little bit more optimistic that day. Friday, the moon is in Gemini, and that's too where we're starting to see some of that full moon energy. So Thursday, Friday, there may be some of that full moon energy that I was talking about that's going on. Moon moves into Gemini, so we're kind of more communicative. We kind of go from thing to thing, so it's a good day to get like little short errands done, that kind of stuff, to talk to people. Not a good day for long-term planning, that's for sure. On Saturday, there's a void moon at 11:31 p.m. So again, we spend most of the day in Gemini. So if you got chores to get done or errands to do them on Saturday. We also have Venus making a square with Vesta. So there may be some trouble with organizing things at home. Again, Wednesday is the day to do things at home, not Saturday. Saturday, it's like there's some tension, there's some energy there, especially if you're doing any redecorating or anything around the home. Anything that's beautifying the home, there may be some tension going on there. And we have Neptune moving forward as well that day, as we talked about earlier. Sunday, the moon moves into Cancer very early at 12:38 a.m. So the moon moves into Cancer. So Saturday's a good day for getting things done. Sunday's a day to rest, be at home, maybe host something at home, sit around, watch TV, enjoy ourselves. We have Mercury making a square with Athena that day. So that is not the day to make long-term plans. It is definitely more a day to relax and to chill out, that's for sure. So we kind of have an up-down kind of week. We have Monday is a day with lots of tension, lots of energy around there. Use your energy positively. Same as we go into Tuesday. Wednesday is the more conciliatory day. Thursday, Friday, there's some full moon kind of craziness going on. Saturday, get chores done. Sunday, rest. That is the general wrap up for the week. So if you have any questions, if you have any insights, please put in the comments below. I always love hearing them. And as always, have a wonderful week, no matter what happens. Just use the energy wisely. This is a weather forecast. It depends on what your chart is. It's saying that, these are the general energies that are going on. If you want to follow me on Twitter, I do a daily Astro weather report to kind of remind you what's going on. I use little gifs and try to make it funny, so you can follow me there if you want. But as always, peace, love,